Hello everybody, how are you all doing today? My name is Alex and welcome back to a brand new video. Now Doctor Who has been famous for many different reasons, one of them being the wide range of unique monsters and villains. From the popular Daleks to the less likable fish people, monsters and villains is what makes Doctor Who so frightening and terrifying. However, throughout Doctor Who, there have been many monsters who have only made a few appearances and most of the time they are completely forgotten about. Since Jodie Whittaker's new series of Doctor Who will be starting this year in autumn, I've been thinking about the possibilities of returning monsters. So today I'm giving you my top 10 Doctor Who monsters and villains that need to return. Starting things off at number 10, we have Judoon. Remember them? Those huge rhino space policemen? You can actually translate your language into their language by going onto the website at www.judoon.com. I'm not going to try and attempt to speak their language. I'll leave the link in the description down below if you want to go and check it out. Anyway, Judoon first appeared in 2007 with the episode Smith and Jones, where they were trying to seek out a criminal in a hospital on the moon. In my opinion, Judoon are very underrated and they were excellent in their first episode. However, they have so much potential to give, and if Chris Chibnall can incorporate them in an episode where they have to solve a mystery and then they arrest the Doctor of suspected murder, but then the Doctor gets released and helps the Judoon find the real criminal and solve the mystery. It's a simple idea, but it's an idea to build on for a great story. Also, what could be interesting is that we might actually find out the backstory of the Judoon and how they became intergalactic policemen. The Judoon really need to come back because I think they have so much more to offer. Next in at number 9, we have the Axons from the Claws of Axos in 1971. Now, the reason why I chose the Axons is because I really enjoyed the Claws of Axos, as it's a very underrated story, and I love how they used the concept of Axonite to take over the world. And this gave me an idea. Why don't they use the Axons in an episode where they arrive and colonize Earth, and then they mutate the humans to become these Axonite creatures to fully populate the Earth, and then they use the Axonite as a currency so they could buy materials and power, so therefore they could develop the economy of Earth. But instead they could use it as a nuclear reactive bomb to destroy the entire planet. It's an interesting idea, but again, these creatures are really malicious in their design, and I think going back to the Claws of Axos, they could continue the story from there. Maybe the Master could return, but you never know. It could be really good if the Axons do return. Coming in at number 8, we have the Rutons from the Horror of Fang Rock in 1977. Now, it's been a long time since we last saw the Rutons in Doctor Who. These creatures were so venomous in Horror of Fang Rock, which is one of my all-time favourite, scariest Doctor Who stories. The Rutons were shape-shifting electrical reptilian creatures that lurk out in the dark and kill humans in malicious and deadly ways. Now, the Doctor has mentioned about the Rutons battling against the Sontarans, and what would be amazing is to go back in time to where this war first began, watching the Sontarans fighting the Rutons. That would be an awesome story, because we've seen the Daleks fighting against the Cybermen in Doomsday, but we have never seen the Rutons fighting against the Sontarans. It's a must-do episode. The Rutons need more appreciation, and this story would be brilliant if it's done right. Next up is number 7, and we have the Sycorax from the Christmas Invasion in 2005. Again, this is another monster that's been used once in Doctor Who. The Sycorax were magnificent. The design of the Sycorax looks stupendous. The electrical whip was a cool weapon to use, and the sword fight with the Doctor was fantastic. The Sycorax has so much potential, and what could be a really good idea for a story is that we could actually visit the Sycorax's home planet, where we get to learn more about their existence and how they enslaved and conquer other planets. I really do miss the Sycorax, and if they do return, I'll be ecstatic. So hopefully Chris Chibnall can deliver on my wish, or possibly not. At number 6, we have the Sea Devils from 1972. The Sea Devils is a brilliant story, which I am hoping to review very soon. The Sea Devils are very similar to the Silurians. Both creatures are from the same species, but the Sea Devils live in the ocean, while the Silurians live in caves. And we have had the return of the Silurians back in 2010 with the Hungry Earth and Cold Blood, which were really good episodes. However, the Sea Devils are so underrated, and it would would be amazing for classic Doctor Who fans to see the return of the Sea Devils. Most of the story ideas with the Silurians and the Sea Devils is that the Doctor always likes to make peace with these reptilian creatures, but can they change the idea and persuade the Sea Devils to make peace with the humans instead of it always being the humans making peace? Also, if they are bringing back the Sea Devils, I hope they stay true to the original design of the Sea Devils, but modernize it slightly. At number 5, we have the Great Intelligence. Now, the Great Intelligence has appeared through many Doctor Who stories, both in the classic series and in the modern series. The Great Intelligence is such a fascinating and mysterious being that controls normal objects and possesses them to become abnormal or extraterrestrial monsters, such as Snow in the 2012 Christmas special, The Snowmen. However, I want the Great Intelligence to return in the form of something brand new for the Doctor to exploit and investigate, or bring back the Yeti from the Web of Fear and the Abominable Snowmen, because why not? The Yeti are incredible and I would honestly love to see them back again. I wonder what they would look like in the modern series compared to the classic series. Also, what kind of storyline would be included if the Yeti did return? Possibly they might return to the London Underground, or maybe they could go back in time to the creations of the Yeti and how they were originally produced as robots. Again, the ideas are endless. However, if you want the Yeti to make a return, then please like the video, that would be fantastic. Now let's move on to number 4, we have the Celestial Toymaker. Unfortunately, he has only appeared once in Doctor Who back in 1966 with the story The Celestial Toymaker, which 3 of the 4 episodes are still missing. The Celestial Toymaker is definitely one story that needs to be recovered. It's such a visual story, and Michael Gouge, who played the Celestial Toymaker, was brilliant in his performance. Episode 4 still exists, and the story itself had so much potential. I know they made a big finished audio called The Nightmare Fair, but I really want the Celestial Toymaker to come back, because in episode 4, the Doctor says that he is immortal, which means even throughout time and space, the Doctor could suddenly run into the Celestial Toymaker, and I hope they continue the mind games of the Celestial Toymaker. He is one villain who is almost an equal to the Doctor, and it would be quite an interesting battle between them both if he was set to return. Moving on to number 3, we have the Crinoids from the Seeds of Doom in 1976. The Crinoids are probably one of the best monsters I've ever seen. They are totally deadly and almost seem indestructible. They are a venomous creature that has so much power to destroy all human life and animal life. In the Forest of the Night is a poor example of how to make plant life more superior over human life. Just forget that In the Forest of the Night never existed, because it's an appalling episode. The Crinoid is just what Doctor Who needs if they want to use plant life as the dominant deadly force in an episode. You never know, these pods could turn up again from evolution of other plants, and they could infect all human life and try to control everything that is plant-based. The Seeds of Doom is an outstanding story, and it would be amazing if the remains of the Crinoid germinated and evolved and became an even bigger plant force. It would be an amazing idea for an episode. At number 2, we have the Deadly Autons. Now, the Autons have appeared 3 times in Doctor Who, both in the classic series and in the modern series, with Spearhead from Space, Terror of the Autons, and Rose. The Autons are incredible. I find them really creepy, even the way they look at you. It's so sinister. I know the nesting conscience has been destroyed multiple times, and it has been a key source of power to keep the Autons working. However, supposedly they invent a new plastic which they don't need help of the nesting conscience, and the plastic gets distributed all around the world as a sustainable material, which in fact has deadly consequences if used wrongly. And then they could colonize Earth producing more Autons, and when the time is right, they can release a deadly chemical in the plastic which can infect the entire world and kill all living matter. However, the Autons will survive because the chemical material in the plastic won't have any effect on them because it will get repelled. The Autons were the scariest monster in Doctor Who from when I was the age of 5, and I thought the Autons looked even frightening than the Daleks did. I used to have suspicions that shop mannequins could actually move in stores. Again, I was 5 at the time, but they seem so real. The Autons definitely need to come back because they are one scary menace that really creeped me out. Alright, on to number 1, we have the Weeping Angels. The Weeping Angels are one of the most highest requested Doctor Who monsters to come back, because they should do. The Angels Take Manhattan in 2012 was the last time we saw them, and it's been over 5 years since they last had a proper Doctor Who episode. They are probably the top scariest monster ever in Doctor Who. The amount of people who watch Blink is unbelievable. So many people love the Weeping Angels, not only as a monster, but how they came about and the way people get intimidated just by looking at them, trying not to blink, because otherwise you're dead. It's spine chilling, just trying not to look away, because one sudden move could be fatal, and the Weeping Angels just have that fear factor that makes them such a powerful force. They also said that which holds the image of an angel becomes an angel. That has been one of the best ingenious plot twists that has ever been created for the Weeping Angels. Even an image of a Weeping Angel still has the capacity to kill you. The Weeping Angels must return. I wonder if there is anything else that we still don't know about yet. It could be a possibility. But anyway, that's all for this video. Those have been my top 10 Doctor Who monsters and villains that need to return. Please tell me in the comments down below, what monsters or villains would you like to return in Doctor Who? Please smash the like button and remember to subscribe for more amazing videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.